Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and today we are going to have a look at 3 different Windows 10 mobile games again. And today those will be Twin Circle, then it's going to be Kreuzgitter Worträtsel, which just means crossword picture or something like that, but in a weird way, whatever. And we are going to have a look at Flugzeugkrieg, which just means airplane battle or something like that. So let's have a look. And what I'm going to use, of course, in this episode, as always, is a Bluetooth mouse like this one. I'm going to use the Foldable keyboard, which is this one, Bluetooth enabled too. And of course, as my main driver, I'm going to use the Lumia 950 XL, which is a smartphone. It has Windows Continuum on it, and of course Windows 10 Mobile on it. And it's going to work with a USB-C connected device at this moment, with our display dock standing at the side here, which is connected to the TV by HDMI. And like that, we have this desktop-like experience, which is provided to us by the smartphone. If you want to know more about this, please have a look at the corner up there. There are a couple of other videos where I'm talking more in depth about all this. Other than that, let's start with the first game. The first game is going to be Twin Circle, and it's going to be a Continuum enabled game. So I'm just going to go to my all apps, let's go to this. And as you can see, there are a couple of them. Some are grayed out and some are playable in this mode in this case. And so we are going with Twin Circle first of all here. Twin Circle is a pretty interesting game, I think. I don't know why it's made like it is, but it's a pretty interesting one in the way that you are going to play it and what you are going to have to do, because they are not going to tell you anything about the game. But it's a pretty nice one, looking very, very sleek. And in the end, what you are going to have here is more or less you have a point in the middle, more or less, where you are firing from, and around you they are going to turn. In the first level it's not turning, but all the others I think are turning around you. And then you will have to fire more or less to the gaps of the turning circles which are around you. So let's have a look at that and you will see what I'm talking about. It's not very easy, but very easy to play. That's a nice thing, but I even don't know if I know all the different rules already, because there's no information about how to play this game. You just are going to be thrown into it, and then you are clicking, and then you are winning or not. And then you're going to figure out how this game works. So for that, I'm going to turn around a little. And of course we are going to use this the touch, or in this case the mouse in this case. And as you can see, tap to play, that's fine, we can just click for that. And here we are in here. And as you can see, you have 7 shots more or less from this middle point. And there are those 2 circles around it, and there is this more or less bridges between these circles, and these bridges you shouldn't attack. So don't hit them, hit everything else. But as mentioned before, here we go. Sometimes the whole part will circle around. I think the white one is more or less a progress bar, so as many as you shot away there, the more you get, the better it is. And as you can see, if you hit the bridge, for instance, you're going to lose the game and you will have to restart. And it's not always the same, so be very careful. As you can see, it took a little till the circling started, so at first you're going to hit the button and think, hey, okay, it's one of those levels. No, it's not. You will lose this if you do it like that. And as you already can see, it's already a little bit hard to not get to the bridge, the bridges there more or less, because our point is now circling around too, in a different kind of speed, and the circles in themselves circle too. So we are in a higher level already, or mid-range level, whatever, I'm not sure. But that is very important to know, and I'm going to try, and didn't succeed. Okay, but as you can see, this is more or less the game. It's very simple to play, as you can see. Don't ask me why there is this, even if you're just touching it, it's going to be worse for you. And don't ask me why there is this yeah, circling rotation. Of course, that's to make it harder. But don't ask me why give me a sec. Okay, it's too hard for me. Anyway, you really have to have a look at the Bluetooth connection. For instance, Bluetooth has a little bit of a lag, which is very, very unfortunate for this kind of game. So if you are clicking, you might want to click a little bit earlier in this case. If you're playing it on touch, it might be different. Yeah. Okay, so in the end you should just watch for the gaps there, see where the gaps are, and then you really have to give it, I don't know, let's say a quarter of a second or something like that before the firing or the part will go through, because there is of course this flying range, of course, and you have this gap or this lag more or less, which is going to be the input lag you will have to consider in this game. And I'm really bad at it, so I'm not going to torture you much more, but again, it's more like a skill game. This already is a little bit of a higher level, so I played a couple of levels already, so if you are getting frustrated with this, of course you're going to be. Just play the first ones. There are a couple of different modes where you are going to play with. Some will just stay still, some where the outer ring is moving but you will stay still, and some are just with wider gaps, of course, at the start, and so on and so forth. So just have a look at it. I think it's a fine game if you want this kind of puzzly, but not too puzzly thinking wise, one where you can really do it and try it out. Okay, so let's close this down and go to the next game then. The next game is called Kreuzgitter Worträtsel. That's a German word, and the German translation, it's a little bit of an odd one, but I guess I see why they did that, because it's not really a crossword puzzle or something. It's similar, but not the same, because you don't have to think about stuff, the meaning of stuff, but you will have to just put in words which are more or less matching in the way a crossword puzzle would work, but the words are more or less given to you for at least some kind of thing. You can still do wrong words in there and stuff like that, but we will see what that is all about in the game. So I'm going to show you. So first off, I'm going to go to my all apps list, go in here and select Kreuzgitter Worträtsel. Again, it would be Kreuzworträtsel in German, but it's a little bit different, so they used something a little bit different. Here you can just use your difficulty level. I played middle. I'm going to play light for the demonstration here. And of course, if you are hardcore or would want more of a challenge with this, go for difficult. Okay, so let's go with the really, really easy one. And I'm going to turn around again, and as you already can see, this is more or less like a crossword puzzle, and you already see all the different words here, but they are going to help you big time with a couple of different things. So for instance, as you can see, you have already two starting letters in here, which is helpful, and if you click on them, you are going to get all the words which are really inputable, so the length is the right one. It doesn't matter that it's always a wide one, because you already have two parts here, and for the smaller ones there are going to be more, but it's possible that those will get in there. What I find a little bit funny with this thing is that sometimes they give you kind of words I never heard in German before, at least not as a word you could put in a crossword puzzle or something, but like something that has, yeah, a special kind of word, because in German some words just change when you are using them in a certain situation. For instance, if you're using them with a he form, so dative or accusative or whatever. So there are a couple of different cases where you're going to use them, and then you might use those, but they are really only used in a full sentence in some kind of situations, and not really as a single word which is given to you in a crossword puzzle, for instance. But hey, why not? It's even pretty easy to do it. As you can see, drinkbar, drinkable more or less, can be put in there because the T would be matching and the K should be matching too. And it's the only word where that is going to happen. And because of that, you already know, okay, that's pretty much very likely to be that. In this case, for instance, as you can see here, we have an E at the end, and so it's very, very likely going to be sushi. So if I put that in, that's going to match. All the others he's giving me here don't match, because he's only considering the length of the word, so the letter count more or less, not which kind of letters are in the word there. And so that is more or less what you are going to do, and at the very easy word range or whatever, it's pretty easy to do it. Of course, if you did something wrong, which can happen, and you are going to be able to do that, you can just undo or redo that and do it again, and that's fine too. In the end, what is happening here, you don't see it, but there is some kind of a counter counting down. So it's time that is going to be your biggest enemy in this case. It's not hard to do or something, but be aware of that, so don't take too long. And now it's a little bit more funny or hard to do, so I'm going to take the longer words in general, because those don't have many cases or many options here. And then you just have to see, okay, where is the T? Nante, for instance, is one of those words which are very, very... It's not a noun or something. It would be the past tense of to name something, but it's very, very unusual. Passive past tense or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, you can use that, you can put it in here, and it's fine. You can do it like that if you want to. And now we need something where an N and an S would be, and here are two options which would still match this. So I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to take the longest one again and put one of those in. Here it's very hard because both are matching the lengths, and so I'm not going to take them. And I'm going to try this one, for instance, first, because that bar has an R at the bar end, and so I'm going to use that one. And now I already know, okay, hey, now it, if I take the right one, of course, it has to be fahren. Then. Fahren then is something, again, that wouldn't be a noun in itself or something. It's more or less a person who drives or something, but it's only in one of the cases applicable. And so it's pretty hard even. You can, of course, play it in English and German and stuff like that. I think it's going to match your smartphone language. And so just try it out. It's a simple way to do this crossword puzzles, but it's not totally easy to do it, especially if you want to know the words you're learning there. So maybe it's something you could learn with, but still, if you're trying to learn a different language, yeah, it's pretty hard in this case, for instance. Yeah, and now you just go through this, and at the end you're just going to win this game or not, and then it's more or less gone. And then you're going to go to the next level, because you already can see this is level 2. I already played level 1 and succeeded in it, and there are a couple of following ups. And if you don't know what is happening, you can of course click on this, which is more or less a tip, and he's going to give you a letter for free somewhere in the picture. Doesn't really help you in what, at least till now in the easy version here, I didn't need that anyway. But yeah, you can use that, and sometimes it's going to help you, sometimes you might not need it. Just try it out. Very easy, very still relaxing game, I would say, because you don't have to worry too much about things. Yeah, there is a timer in the back, but hey, it doesn't really matter much. You're just going to have to get this one done, and then you should be fine with that. And as you already can see, it's pretty easy, because you're just going to go through all the words. Start with the longer ones. It's probably a good idea if you don't know which one could be in there, because there are just less opportunities for them to put in there, because you can already see it. A couple of them are the same length here with letter counts, but the longest ones are only 2 in this case. So it's more or less easy to solve that. Okay, so I think we can just go through this, get this ready, and as you can see we have the sparkle animation. This told us, hey, perfectly done, and there you can see, okay, we have a bestie time more or less. I needed 407 seconds in this case, and the best time would be 170 or 69 seconds in this case. So just try it out. Of course I'm explaining, so I'm taking longer for this, but just try it out. I really like this kind of game because it's easy to play, very easy to understand, and it's, yeah, somehow still a little bit of a mind game, so you will have to play it and try to figure stuff out, but it's not very hard. Okay. So, and let's play the last game of this episode. And the last game of this episode is one you should go to the other mode, to the mirror mode for. So go to your smartphone, click on that, and now you can see I already in there. In general, if you would want to go there, just go to the 3-point menu at the top there, click on the display settings, and if you go to that and go down, there are the advanced ones, and here you can just click on mirror device. And here you already can see it. We are mirroring now because there's not this bright screen part, and it's no longer in the GUI with a mouse pointer or optimized for a mouse pointer. Of course there is a mouse pointer, I'm just using it here. But yeah, in the end, just go to this mode, and if you go then into the start menu here and show all of them are going to be playable still, or now. And now we are going to go to Flugzeugkrieg in this case, so it's aircraft war, aircraft battle, something like that. We are going to play that. It's a simple but nicely done raptor-like game. So you are going to fire with your gun more or less up screen, and you're trying to get all the other airplanes which are coming at you. There are a couple of bigger ones, smaller ones and stuff like that, and you're just going to fire at them and try to kill them. Easy to play, fun to play if you ask me, and you can play it solely with your mouse. You don't even have to do anything with it. Just press down the mouse button in this case and turn it around, because it's a touch-based game, of course, in general, and for touch you would have your finger on the screen and just move it around there too. If you click on this, you can already see, just hold your button and do this. I think it's an endless game, I'm not sure about it, but it could be an endless game at least. And as you already can see, the bigger ones take a little bit more shots, but it's not very hard to do. And of course, as mentioned before, you have those kind of pretty nice ones. And as you can see, you will have different kinds of possibilities here to fire on stuff. I think there's this bomb one too, which might or might not help. Don't take the red ones, because the red ones are going to be bad for you. I think at least, I'm not sure. And yeah, as you can see, it's all about the points you're going to gain, and you're just going to fight against all this kind of different things. There's the Bestenliste, which means just the score more or less. If you click on that, you will see, okay, who played this and who is the best one and the second best one and stuff like that. Not much to see here in the end, but yeah, again, as mentioned before, I like this kind of game. I even did my own one. Hide from it now, because I'm talking too much. But anyway, I even did my own one. It's called Wingman. If you want to try that out, it's on the store again. It's for Windows 10 Mobile in this case then, and will be Continuum enabled. And so just try that one. It's very similar to this, but mine is a little bit more complex even, because I have different kind of 3D graphics. It's not really 3D, but it's 3D sprites at least I'm using. And you're going to be able to switch the fighter jets and stuff like that out, and yeah, mine is for more or less the space, so not aircraft but spacecraft there. But in the end, it's very similar to this one. Try it out if you like this one, and you can compare it by yourself if you want to. And of course, I'm going to put my video with my game there up there. And of course you can find all the different links to the games I showed in this episode down below in the commentary section, or better to say in the description box. And down below in the commentary section you can tell me which one you like more. Other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. If you didn't subscribe till now, do that now. Of course, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And other than that, thanks and see you around for the next episode next week. Bye. Bye.